What up? What up? What up? What up? How y'all feeling? Welcome. I'm gonna wait for everybody to file in. Today's meeting is a little scandalous. It's a lot going on. A lot of fraudulent activity. Things of that nature. And it's quite, I don't even want to say it's disturbing. It's a little odd. Tonight we're going to discuss Colin Kaepernick's workout. Go over Roger Stone being found guilty, which I'm not surprised by that. And the Yovanovitch testimony in the impeachment situation that's going on. I'm going to let everybody file in. Wow! Oh my God, what's going on, guys? A lot of people here already. Amanda, Angela, what's going on? Claudia, how you doing, my dear? Misty's here. Hey, Misty. Chaparral, what's up, my dear? How are you? Chicago, in the building. AK's here. Karen's here. So I'm going to let a few more people file in because we got a lot to discuss, bitch. Now, part of me, I'm going to wait for a few more folks to come in, just a little bit more, and then we're going to get started. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I went to Bethany Beach in Delaware. Yes, I went to the beach in wintertime, bitch. It's an experience that I think everyone should have. It's quite different. I had a great time, to be honest. With you. Got a chance to reset and rejuvenate myself. And all of that. Thanksgiving coming up soon, so we got that to look forward to. But the first thing on the agenda I kind of want to discuss is this Colin Kaepernick situation. Now, here's my thing. This has been an ongoing saga. I will personally admit, I've always been a football fan. I'm in a fantasy league right now. So I'm not even going to sit here and play the 50 like, bitch, I don't be watching. I'm not even going to play. Like, I didn't watch for like a season when this was all going down. So maybe I'm a part of the problem. I very well could be. But this is starting to really appear like a dog and pony show to me. Now, word on the street, according to sources, Kaepernick was basically given, long story short, the NFL organized a workout for Colin Kaepernick on Saturday in Atlanta. Okay, 11 NFL teams at the time of this reporting had RSVP. Okay, typically, just to give you some background, because I was looking at this and as a fan, don't nobody go to no motherfucking workout on Saturday, bitch. Like, number one, everybody's teams is playing on Sunday. Who the fuck is going to fly out to a city, okay, that they don't have to go? Like, who does that? When I have a team, that's my job, playing, they could be playing over in the West Coast, they could be playing up in New England, depending on what coach you is. Who the fuck is going to come out on a Saturday? So that's the first fugazi ass shit about this whole situation. Okay? Who is coming out on a Saturday? No goddamn body! What Keith Sweat say? Nobody! Nobody's coming to watch you play on no damn Saturday, bitch. Only people coming to watch somebody play on a Saturday is little league coaches. Between the hours of 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, bitch. Nobody is coming to watch an NFL prospect play on a damn Saturday. Now, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, maybe even a Friday, bitch. I don't know. But not no goddamn Saturday before the game. So that's the first strike, okay? Then, they wanted him to sign this waiver. It's a broad waiver. Okay, basically say, once he signed this waiver, long story short, and I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not going to sit and try to dissect this whole thing, but the waiver basically would have kept him from being able to sue for like the $80 million, because he got that settlement before, but he could, if they continue to not give him the opportunity, he could sue. Basically, this waiver would kind of clear them of him being able to sue. But Mother Kaepernick, Big Nick, he was like, oh, hell no. So he moves his team. Well, it might be his team, bitch, because people disregard how important the teams are and how much they work. But the team goes, we moving this shit. So they moved this shit to a high school or some shit. He was willing to sign the injury waiver. It's a standard waiver that you sign when you're doing a workout with the NFL and things like that. Basically, if you get hurt, bitch, you can't sue. So he was willing to sign that, but he was not willing to sign this broad waiver, which I can understand why he wouldn't want to sign. I understand that he still wants to sue. I really feel like, and this is, I've looked at opinions on social media. I've watched, the different, I'm a Sports Center fan, and things of that nature. I'm a ESPN fan. I love all of that. But I've watched, the different outlets, and everybody has their own idea of conspiracy theories and things like that. I feel like this. I feel like it's two parts in this. Now, the NFL definitely tried to save race. I think, with them having Jay-Z come on and all of that, they try to give the league diversity and inclusion facelift. But it's still going to read as tone deaf if you don't really mean what you're saying in a diversity and inclusion. This is like a staff meeting, bitch. It feel like corporate sent y'all down a diversity and inclusion packet. You had the most undiverse motherfucker read it. But because you did a diversity and inclusion meeting, now you talk about diversity and inclusion. This is basically what this practice was, in my opinion. Okay? I think that at the end of the day, me and you, I'm talking about us. We know the fuck he never playing in the NFL again. We knew that shit 2 years ago. He's never fucking playing. If they do pick him up, I'll be surprised. I could be wrong. We will do the next heavy. I could be wrong. But in my mind, like, bitch, it's been 2 years. And the clock is ticking. Tick-tock, motherfucker. Okay? You're 32 now. Anybody familiar with the NFL lifespan know how this works. Your ass is probably not going to fucking play. Sue him, get your money, and move on. But I'm tired of this back and forth. Like this is starting to really, it's starting to get a little annoying. And this is just my personal opinion. Y'all don't have to agree with me. People may not agree with me. They may say, oh, TDM, you missing the cards. No. He did what he did. And I'm very, very proud of him, and I support him in all of his endeavors. But it's more than one way to skin a cat, so to speak. And I think that, people are making it seem, and this is my opinion here, people are making it seem like if you don't 100% not watch football, and I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all, Lamar Jackson, I'm from Baltimore City, bitch. He might take us to the bowl. That motherfucker is showing off. Yes, I know shit is fucked up, but I love football. And at the end of the day, these guys still show up for work. And some people can say, oh, well, that's a scapegoat, excuse to still watch. Why? It's strength in numbers. They still coming to work. Okay, they still getting a paycheck. They still need one. If I don't watch, the viewership go down. Nobody goes to this shit. They don't work. Then they don't have a job. At the end of the day, there are more ways to get things done. And there are people out here, yes, Colin Kaepernick, no. And he did what he did, and I don't disregard that, or I don't want to diminish what he did in any way. Be clear, I do not want to do that, and that is not my intention. But there are people out here doing good work. that we're not supporting. Okay? There are people out here that's really in these streets doing a lot. They're doing the groundwork. And when I say that, I'm talking about the smallest person, from the person that's doing after school programs, tutoring children, giving them meals. Education. I was in San Francisco 2 weeks ago, and it just was so amazing to meet a black boy from Baltimore who came from Baltimore, went to schools in Baltimore, and got into fucking Harvard and graduated. I love Colin. I get it. But this dog and pony show is starting to wear me the fuck out. And like I said, we don't have to agree. We don't have to agree. Because we're not going to agree. That's a part of the human experience. And it's supposed to be a part of what this country was founded on, allegedly. America really is supposed to be founded on the art of being able to agree to disagree. We know the NFL did this to save face. Colin know the NFL did this to save face. My thing is, Colin, either you going to sue him, get your money, or NFL pay. Like, at this point, y'all playing games in the press at this point, on both sides. It's like, at this point, it's a lot of shit going on in this country. It's a lot of shit going on in this country. There's a lot of tough issues happening right now. The wage gap, the wealth gap. When I was in San Francisco, that shit, and the San Francisco 49ers, which is the team that Colin played for, okay? The homeless rate in San Francisco is fucking terrible. I'm from West Baltimore City. Grew up Garrison Boulevard, Park Heights, bitch. I went outside at night in downtown San Francisco and my fat ass turned around and went back in my hotel room, bitch. I was a little fucking nervous. You ever been to downtown San Francisco? You think that shit is cute on TV? You motherfuckers been watching Full House. No. You go out there, all of these mentally ill people, crazy motherfucker. I'm not saying, look, this shit is not safe out there, motherfucker. And this is the same team that Colin was playing for. Not they saying it's his fault, but there's some other shit that need to be fixed before we start just fixating on, is Colin going to get to play? He's not going to get to play. He been off the field too long. If you know football, he been off the field too long. Yes, he look good in the practice, but that's not going to compare to a kid that's in the gridiron every fucking day, 6 days a week on that field in practices. It's not going to compare. So my thing is this, and I'm going to leave it at this. Either sue for the full fucking money, NFL, stop playing in our faces with these publicity stunts, and both sides figure it the fuck out and move the fuck on. And that's all I got to say about that. Now, Roger Stone. Now, Roger Stone, he got a documentary on Netflix, bitch. I heard he one of the girls. Okay. All right. Now, Roger Stone. Oh, I got an Apple Watch, y'all. So I can kind of see. I use the Apple Watch sidebar. I know I use the Apple Watch to see y'all comments so I can get a little better at my responses. But Roger Stone, basically, Trump homeboy. They also saying that he is one of the few people that make it a presidential pardon. Okay, one of the few people, because you know Trump throw everybody under the bus after they get caught. He don't know nobody. He never know nobody after they get caught. He never know them. Okay. Now, Roger Stone was found guilty on all charges for thwarting a House investigation into Russia's 2016 election interference, opening up a political Pandora's box for a president already facing pressure from the conservative base to issue a pardon. Stone's fate was sealed over a trial that spanned over just a week, which concluded with unanimous guilty verdicts against Stone on 5 felony counts of lying to investigators, 1 count of obstructing a congressional probe, and 1 count of witness tampering. This is all via Politico. Okay? So, what I want to read, because we're going to do a slight reading. I want to read what happened in the courtroom when he was found guilty, because I think this shit is funny. This is the most cunt shit ever. Like, I low-key lived, even though he ain't shit. I low-key lived. Okay? After the string of guilty verdicts, the prosecution urged U.S. District Court Judge Amy Berman Jackson to have Stone, who has been free on bail, immediately taken into custody. Jackson, okay, this is the judge, bitch, looking somewhat surprised, turned down the request. But she did take the unusual step of keeping Stone under the prohibitive restrictions enforced for months, including a gag order that restricts him from speaking publicly or using social media to discuss his case. So they didn't lock his ass up, but he still can't talk to the press. Which for somebody like him, if you watch that Get Me Roger Stone documentary, that is almost worse than locking him up immediately. But my thing is this. If it was me again, if this was Tyrone Stone, Deontay Stone, Hector Stone, Balenciaga Stone, your ass would have been stone cold in the motherfucking slammer as soon as that verdict came the fuck out. This is the shit I be talking about. Okay? This is the shit I be talking about. Why you wonder why to the press outlets that are watching this, because y'all be watching, bitch, and y'all be trying to flag my videos and shit, but you can't because YouTube got y'all ass. But anyway, this is why the public feels a way about the justice system. Because it doesn't really, even though it's supposed to be equal, it doesn't treat people equally. Okay? It just doesn't. Because if this was anybody else, like I said, they would be locked the fuck up. A unanimous guilty verdict on all counts. My thing is this. Now, and I gotta check this, because maybe they already did it. Suppose this motherfucker try to flee the country. Did you take his visa? I mean, his passport, whatever the fuck it is. You know, passport. Like, how, like, these are my questions. It's just crazy to me. But anyway. So here's the tea, bitch. Here's the tea. So this is I'm gonna set the scene, bitch. We gonna read what happened in the courtroom, because I fell the fuck out when I read this. As jurors filed out of the courtroom, the rest of those present stood, but Stone was slow to rise to his seat. Nearby, longtime Stone ally Michael Caputo, a former Trump campaign aide, sat in his seat, prompting a stir in the courtroom. When court officials finally told Caputo to get up, he turned his back on the jury as it left. A security, so bitch, imagine the jury walking out, this is Caputo, and he goes and turns around like it's an act of defiance, bitch. Don't nobody give a fuck if you turn that back, bitch. That's $15 a day that they give me in jury duty, bitch. That ain't shit. Don't nobody give a fuck if you turn your back. But anyway, he turned his back. A security officer quickly escorted Caputo out of the courtroom as the session continued. All the way out, the officer said, so they put his ass out. Security was tight in the courtroom as the verdict came in, with at least half a dozen deputy marshals and other officers on hand to maintain order, protect the jurors, and take custody of Stone if the judge ordered that. So, bitch, they was ready. They had every police on deck, handcuffs on deck, bitch, okay? As Stone emerged from the courtroom, he raised his eyebrows and flashed a half smile at reporters waiting for him in the hallway. A few minutes later, before leaving the courthouse in a black Honda SUV with a rideshare driver who appeared baffled by the swarm of TV cameras and reporters. Bitch, he caught an Uber from the court. He didn't even have real car service, bitch. I just think that sent me out. That sent me out. Okay. That sent me out. So not only you got this shit going on, but they send him out in a Uber. Like, he leaves in an Uber, bitch. The Uber driver, like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know what's going on. Oh, my God. Like, a Uber. So he left the courtroom in an Uber. So, when the verdict came down, this is the part I wanted to read because I thought this was the most fabulous shit ever. Stone stood and braced himself with his fingers on the counsel table as the 7 guilty verdicts were read. He showed no visible reaction, but he put on his glasses to look at the jurors as the 9 women and 3 men were then polled individually at the defense's request to confirm their agreement with the verdicts. So basically, this was fucking intimidation. I'm gonna read this again, bitch. Take this in. Stone stood and braced himself with his fingers on the counsel table as the 7 guilty verdicts were read. He showed no visible reaction, but he put on his glasses to look at the jurors as the 9 women and 3 men were then polled individually at the defense's request to confirm their agreement with the verdicts. So basically, I feel a kind of way about this because, you know, these people are rich, they got power. I personally, as a juror, would feel uncomfortable getting polled like that in a case like this. And then to have him sit and individually look at each juror. Because you know what he's doing. He's basically looking to see who was really for this shit and who really wasn't. And that, if I'm a juror on a case like this, that would scare the fuck out of me. Like, I would not be comfortable with that. Now, maybe this is common practice. Okay. I don't know. But to me, that's intimidating. And then to have the lawyer come and fucking ask you why was it anonymous, why'd you vote? Like, that's like, bitch, this ain't American Idol. The fuck you need to know why I voted for his ass out off the fucking show, bitch. He was guilty. That shit is crazy to me. And here's the thing. If I almost don't want to give him the press, but if you saw Get Me Roger Stone, that documentary, and you just read up on Roger Stone is really like, number one, if you want to talk swamp, he's really like the swamp. Number 2, that motherfucker is a little scary. Okay? No shade. It's a little scary. So, I don't know about this, but I wouldn't be surprised if Trump gave him a pardon because I think Roger Stone got too many bones on him. If you notice, and this could change as early as tomorrow, I will say this, and Trump kind of like tweeted out in defense of Roger Stone as the verdict came down because, you know, he loved to tweet when the shit's going on. I will say this, I noticed that 2 people that he haven't thrown under the bus is Giuliani and Roger Stone. And when I look at them, and not to my knowledge, I don't recall anything, but when I look at them, they, number one, old as fuck. And I feel like they are 2 people who really know him. Who really could damage him. Like, real. They probably got the real shit sitting in a glass case. Break in case of emergency, bitch. And I think that's why, even with, you know, the things that are going on, he doesn't. Because, you know, usually when people get found guilty, he be like, I don't know this bitch. I never knew this bitch. What's going like? That's usually his MO. If you notice, he haven't been doing that with them. And I'm going to let that sink. And Denise, she right, Giuliani is going to bury himself. But if you, I just noticed that, you know, not to say that it's this big, like, ooh, they got something hiding in the basement, bitch. But I noticed that those are two people that he hasn't flipped on them yet. I also want to say this. The people who got out early were smart. Early. The people who made the deals super early were smart. The people who got out, you know, after he was elected were smart. Because I feel like they kind of forget about them. Like, nobody really talks about Sarah Sanders. Nobody talks about Sean Spicer. Hell, Omarosa gave us a lot of shit, and nobody really talks about her. Nobody, as far as these, like, serious cases. The people who got out early, were very smart and probably knew what was going on. Where's Kellyanne Conway? I think somebody need to put that bitch on a milk carton because I haven't seen her in ages. I haven't seen her in ages, and that's kind of like interesting. Because usually she is the first bitch out on the battlefield trying to defend him. And I haven't seen her at all. So I have questions about that. It could be small, it could be big. Now, from one trial, one testimony to another. Yovanovitch. Okay, so Marie Yovanovitch, U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine. Well, she was. She used to be. She ain't no more. Okay. Oh, Kellyanne was on the news? Oh, I ain't seen her. She don't be out like that. I ain't see her on CNN. I usually do kind of check in with CNN, but sometimes CNN try it too. I like to get my news from, like, you know, unaffiliated people. But anyway. So, Marie Yovanovitch, who we read about when we read the, we've been reading about this whole whistleblower, Ukraine situation. Marie Yovanovitch, basically, United States Ambassador to Ukraine, testified privately and publicly in regards to the Trump-Ukraine scandal, which is ultimately what all of this impeachment talk is about. So, this is interesting. Because they released her transcript as well. By all accounts, this lady has a good reputation. Even if you watch the trial, Taco, stop opening the cabinets. Like, what are you opening cabinets for? You've already eaten. Go have a seat. Sorry, that's my cat. Now, and he does know how to open doors and flush toilets. Anyway, now, what's interesting is this lady had a good reputation for all accounts and purposes. Looking at her history and looking at her background and everything that she's done, I just think this lady was not with the shits. And Trump kind of knew she wasn't with the shits. So they was like, we gotta get rid of this bitch. Like, when you've been doing corrupt shit your whole life, you know when somebody not really down for the cause. I mean, look at this lady. When I look at this lady, when I watched her testimony, bits and pieces of it briefly while it was going on, I was like, oh, this bitch about her business. She ain't playing no games. She ain't coming to play with you whores. It's a done deal. It's a no-no. I think that it's sad, like, reading this because she lost her job really for no reason. She got warned about people looking to hurt her, and she better watch her back, all because she wouldn't go along with the bullshit. It's interesting because it says Yovanovitch offered significant threads of information, including the possibility that Trump was directly involved in a phone call with Giuliani, the president's personal lawyer, and the Ukrainians dating back to January 2018. And she pushed back on Republican suggestions that she harbored opposition to Trump. She had been recalled from Kiev before the July 25th phone call. That's the call that started it all, between Trump and the Ukrainian President Zelensky. That's at the center of the impeachment inquiry. Later, she was surprised and dismayed by what she saw in the transcript of the call, including that Trump had called her bad news. He also said that she's going to go through some things. I was shocked, Yovanovitch said, to see that the president would speak about me or any ambassador in that way to a foreign counterpart. Asked about her as he left on a campaign trip Monday, Trump said unequivocal comment, "I'm sure she's a very fine woman. I just don't know much about her." So, this is Monday. So Monday, this is before she testifies publicly now to shit on TV, because you know he don't read shit. He only watch TV. On Monday, she's a very fine woman. I don't know that bitch. You know, he always say he don't know that. He never know nobody. Now, fast forward, when she testifying on live TV, he now tweets during the testimony, and I quote, "Everywhere Marie Yovanovitch went turned bad. She started off in Somalia. How did that go? Then fast forward to Ukraine, where the new Ukrainian president spoke unfavorably about her in my second phone call with him. It is a U.S. president's absolute right to appoint ambassadors." Okay? They call it serving at the pleasure of the president. The U.S. now has a very strong and powerful foreign policy, much different than preceding administrations. It is called, quite simply, America First. With all of that, however, I have done far more for Ukraine than Obama. So on Monday, you didn't know the bitch. You thought she was a fine woman. You know, it was cute. Now, between Monday, we know you ain't do the research. Now, between Monday and when she testified later this week, Friday, I think it was Thursday or Friday, now all of a sudden, you know the whole bitch resume, background, schooling, the whole shit. You know everything now. So, what was interesting was, during this testimony, as the tweets were coming out, okay, they had Yovanovitch, which this is showing that what happened in this trial, in this testimony, was interesting, because it shows how social media, whether we like it or not, is a part of how we do business. Because House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff briefly interrupted his counsel's questioning to give Yovanovitch time to respond to the tweets. She goes, "I don't think I have such powers," a clearly baffled Yovanovitch said, okay, responding to the accusation that everywhere she went turned bad. "I think that where I served over the years, I and others have demonstrably made things better for the U.S. as well as for the countries that I've served in," she continued. Ukraine, for example, where there are huge challenges, including on the issue we're discussing today of corruption, they've made a lot of progress since 2014. The Ukrainian people get a lot of credit for that. Part of that also goes to the United States and to me as the ambassador of Ukraine. During a brief recess taken for committee members to attend a vote, Schiff told the media that Trump's tweets were an attempt at witness intimidation in real time by the President of the United States, and I absolutely agree. It's totally unprofessional. That's the first thing. It's unprofessional. We already know he's not presidential, but it's totally unprofessional. And it was uncalled for. And you contradicted yourself. You said you ain't know the lady. You don't know much about her. Now all of a sudden you know her whole background. This is the shit people be talking about. This is why people be tuning out. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. Earlier in her testimony, Yovanovitch said she felt threatened by Trump and her efforts to help fight corruption in Ukraine. That was underscored by the rough transcript of the July 25th Trump to Zelensky call, in which Trump says of Yovanovitch, well, she's going to go through some things. I would be scared too. Like, it is so sad that we live in a time like this where everything is such an issue. You know, it's really sad. And the sad thing is, everything's such an issue, and at times you feel like there's never going to be any real resolution. Okay? And that's what's really unfortunate about all of this, is because realistically, I don't see any of this being over anytime soon. It's going to continue to drag out. And who pays for this, both financially and emotionally, mentally? The American people, the public. I always say this, no matter what side of the fence you're on, you've got to be exhausted. You've got to be exhausted from all of this. It's a lot. Like, you've got to be exhausted. I don't understand how you can deal with everything that's going on and not feel some kind of way, even if you voted for his ass. I was reading an article where they're taking people's land and using eminent domain in Texas to build this damn wall. I bet y'all didn't see that coming. But anyway, you guys, I hope you had a great weekend. I had a great weekend of rejuvenation and relaxation. I went out to Bethany Beach in Delaware with some friends, and we had a great time. Right now, I'm getting ready to watch my shows. The Crown is on. Watchmen comes on. I gotta catch up. I didn't watch TV all week. Anybody who knows me knows that was quite a fucking feat. But anyway, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you click the bell for notifications. Follow me on Instagram at GODDM, YouTube Secretary of Shade. Y'all be blessed. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your holidays coming up. I'm sure I'll see you before then. But y'all have a good night.